Dear Aquarius, if I told you that, in a distant place, there are two women, a mother and a daughter, placing your photograph on an altar, what would you think? Not to pray, not to bless, but to do something that may have quietly altered the course of your entire life. Today, I will tell you who they are, why they are doing this, and the mysterious signs that reveal that altar has been sending energy back into your life. More importantly, I will share how Aquarius can protect their soul, even when the shadows have followed you through the years. If you feel my words touch the deepest part of your heart, write down, I am ready to step into the light of God and keep my soul safe. This comment is not just an affirmation. It is a powerful message sent to the universe that Aquarius has chosen the light. And if you believe this is a message that must be shared, click like, share this video, so the light of faith can reach more people. Because right after this, I will reveal the first sign. A sign that only those truly perceptive will notice, that someone has been watching Aquarius from afar. Those born with the sun or moon in Aquarius carry a special aura, like a lighthouse in the night. That light guides lost souls, but it also draws in the shadows that long to consume it. I have often said that Aquarius is the zodiac sign of those with a vision ahead of their time. You may see them as different, perhaps not like anyone else, but that very difference makes them both a magnet for souls seeking healing and a target for those who wish to exploit or harm. This is a paradox few understand. The purer the light, the more the darkness wants to test its strength. In the Aquarius birth chart, the 12th house is always where the greatest secrets are hidden, and sometimes where the invisible watchers dwell. The 12th house is the realm of the unseen, of rituals and spiritual activities that cannot be perceived by the naked eye. When the energy of the 12th house is activated, for example, through aspects from Pluto, Neptune, or Saturn, Aquarius will often sense that something is not right long before there is any tangible evidence. To me, this is not superstition. It is the natural sensitivity of the soul. Saturn, Aquarius's old ruling planet, always teaches you the lesson of spiritual boundaries, that not everyone has the right to touch your energy. But I have seen many Aquarius ignore this lesson, because by nature, they are open, humanitarian, and allow others to cross doors that should have remained closed. Have you ever felt tired for no clear reason? Not from lack of sleep, not from overwork, but as if, every morning, a part of your energy had been taken by someone? You keep living, keep working, keep smiling, but inside there's a quiet emptiness that keeps growing. I call this the sign of a soul being watched. Because when someone directs energy or intent toward you continuously, especially through rituals, prayers, or even an altar with your image, your energy field will be affected. Aquarius is strongly connected to the collective consciousness, so these vibrations do not just touch the surface. They can reach straight into your mind and emotions. The result is that you feel as though you are living, but no longer fully yourself. I have witnessed many times when an Aquarius steps into a room, and within minutes, the atmosphere changes completely. Some feel comforted, some feel inspired, but some feel such envy that they want to pull that energy down. The spiritual world operates on one simple truth: where there is light, there will be darkness seeking to enter. And darkness does not always arrive with a frightening face. Sometimes it comes in the form of a familiar smile, a warm hug, or even a caring word. But behind it, there may be another intent, an intent to keep you under their control, or to limit the path you are meant to walk. There is a hard truth: not everyone close to you wishes you happiness. And this truth, dear Aquarius, is sometimes the most expensive lesson of all. Loving and helping others is good, but do not let your kindness turn you into a free source of energy for those who do not value it. Like a lamp that needs fuel to burn, you too need time and space to renew your own strength. I want to ask you something. Have you ever stepped outside on a sunny day, yet felt cold to the bone from within? Have you ever stood in the middle of a crowd, yet felt as though someone was seeing straight through you, reading every thought in your mind? If your answer is yes, you are not alone, and you are not imagining it. If you have ever felt this way, write down in the comments, I keep my energy whole, to affirm that you are reclaiming ownership of your energy field. That comment is not just for you, It is also a way to resonate with other Aquarius souls who are seeking protection and strength. Next, I will tell you about the hidden rituals and secret altars, how they work, why they might choose your image, and the signs that you have been anchored energetically to a place you have never even set foot in. And believe me, once you understand this, you will never look at an altar in someone else's home the same way again. Aquarius, there are stories that even now, when I speak of them, my heart grows heavy, because they touch a deep wound. A wound not just your own, but one shared by many souls who once placed their full trust in family. We grow up believing that family is the safest place, but sometimes it is the very place where the greatest trials of life begin. In astrology, the fourth house is seen as the home of roots, of childhood memories, of protection. But I have seen, when the fourth house is activated by harsh aspects from Pluto or Mars, long-buried conflicts and deep family karma can rise powerfully to the surface. Pluto, the planet of profound transformation, when touching the fourth house, often carries secrets hidden for generations. Mars, with its energy of battle and conflict when moving through this area, can ignite tensions that once seemed settled. I once met an Aquarius with transiting Mars squaring the moon in the fourth house. Within just a few months, words in the family that once seemed harmless turned into deep cracks. And then, she discovered something that kept her awake for many nights. In a room rarely visited, there was a small altar with her photograph on it, along with several personal items that had long since gone missing. In the mystical world, an image is not just a keepsake. It carries your energetic imprint, a part of your field stored within it. When someone places your image on an altar, whether with good or ill intent, they create an anchor point that connects you to that space. If the intention is positive, that anchor becomes a bridge of light, sending prayers and protection. But if the intention is negative, it works as a binding cord, pulling your energy into a field you may not even know exists. I have seen, through many spiritual experiences, that this cord can affect a person's emotions, health, and even life direction. Especially for those sensitive to energy, like Aquarius. Aquarius, my dear, what I'm about to tell you may be hard to hear. In many visions, two female figures appeared with striking clarity. One carried the energy of the mother, not necessarily your birth mother, but an older woman who once held a significant place in your life. Her face was calm, but her eyes held something that words could not easily name: a comparison, a jealousy, or a fear of losing her place in someone's heart. The other was younger, perhaps a daughter, a niece, or a young woman in the family. In her, there was restlessness, as if drawn into this not entirely by her own will, yet unable to stop. They did not appear as open enemies. Perhaps they once smiled at you, gave you gifts, told you family stories. But beneath that surface, another energy lived, the energy of insecurity and the desire to control. I have realized one thing: those who manipulate energy always choose the moment when you are weakest to act. They will not do this when you are at your peak, strong and full of confidence. They will wait until you are tired from work pressures, heartbroken from loss, or feeling isolated. Because in those moments, the invisible shield around you, your energy field, thins, and then anchoring your energy into another space becomes easier than ever. I do not say this to plant fear, but to remind you, the moment you feel the weakest is the moment you must stand closest to the light, close to God, close to faith, and close to those who truly love you. I remember a time when an Aquarius woman came to me. She told me that for an entire year, everything in her life slowed down. Work stalled, her health declined, her mood was always heavy. She couldn't understand why, until one day she happened to step into a locked room belonging to an older relative. On the table, among statues and spiritual items, was her photograph, the very one she thought had been lost long ago. Beside it were several small items: a handkerchief, a silver bracelet, and a folded piece of paper. She felt a chill down her spine. The air in the room was so heavy that even breathing felt difficult. She confronted that person directly, but received only a vague reply: "It's just to bless you." But deep in her heart, she knew it was not a blessing. We often hear, "Guard your heart from those who would harm you." But the heart is only part of it. It is your soul that you must protect first. Choosing carefully who you allow close is not selfishness. It is how you keep your energy pure. Because once your energy is bound to a negative space, breaking free requires not only time, but a great determination to cut the cord. The deepest pain, Aquarius, is not being hurt by a stranger. The deepest pain is when the one who harms you was once someone you trusted, someone you thought you could run to when you felt weak. Because betrayal from those close to you does more than shatter trust. It leaves a cut deep in the soul, a wound that sometimes takes a lifetime to learn how to live with. I know you may have forgiven or at least tried to forget, but your soul remembers. And that memory is the reminder that from now on, you will never again let someone touch you so easily. If you have ever been betrayed by someone close, leave a dove below in the comments. Not just to say, I have been there too, but to create a wave of prayer for healing, so that anyone who reads it will know they are not alone. Aquarius, when your energy is anchored to another place through images and rituals, you may begin to notice unexplained gaps in your life. Plans that were progressing suddenly stall. Good relationships become tense without clear reason. The body feels exhausted, yet medical tests show nothing. Sleep becomes restless, filled with disturbing dreams. This is not always absolute proof of spiritual interference, but it is a reminder to look deeper, with both intuition and knowledge. And this is only the surface of the story. I will show you how to recognize the astrological and life signs that reveal your energy is being affected, even when the one doing it is thousands of miles away. You will see everything leaves a trace, and when you know where to look, you'll realize you have been warned all along. Aquarius, when another energy, whether intentional or not, begins to touch your energy field, it always leaves a mark. These marks are not always visible to the eye, but they appear through life experiences, dreams, emotions, and even your astrological chart. I have met many Aquarians who told me, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm no longer myself. And when I look at their charts, the answer becomes crystal clear. In astrology, the 12th house is called the house of the unconscious, where past life memories, secrets, and unseen influences from the spiritual realm reside. When Mercury, the planet of intellect, thought, and communication, retrogrades here, Aquarius may experience a sense of disorientation, even when nothing around them has changed. Dreaming of the same person or the same scene repeatedly. Old memories returning suddenly, but carrying a heaviness instead of relief. I call this the fog of the 12th house. It blurs the line between the outer world and your inner world. If at that time someone is directing negative energy toward you, you become many times more sensitive to those vibrations. Neptune is the planet of illusions, intuition, and spiritual connection. When it makes a hard aspect, square, or opposition to your sun or moon, the natural energetic boundaries you have can become fragile. Common signs. You feel drained after being near certain people. Even if nothing strenuous happened, your mind is easily distracted, hard to focus, as if there's constant signal interference. Your emotions shift unpredictably for no clear reason. This is when you need to be especially cautious, because when the protective walls grow thin, any spiritual intention directed toward you, good or bad, can pass through more easily. The black moon Lilith represents the hidden shadow, the deep wounds we rarely face. When Lilith is in the 4th or 8th house in an Aquarius chart, it often points to family karma yet to be resolved, secrets or power control dynamics within the family, the possibility of being drawn into situations involving spiritual power, sometimes even ritual work. I have seen many Aquarians with Lilith in these positions, and they often speak of times when the family suddenly became cold, or rituals appeared that they didn't understand the purpose of. I must be clear, not every strange feeling comes from spiritual interference. Sometimes it's simply ordinary fatigue or a reaction to life stress. But if you ignore your intuition, you are also ignoring an invaluable protective tool that God and the universe have given you. I believe intuition is not superstition. It is the soul's early warning signal, like a fire alarm. You may check it and find it was a false alarm, but you should never ignore the sound. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Listening to your intuition is the first step to reclaiming your spiritual power. When you learn to recognize when you're being affected, you will no longer be led unconsciously. You will know when to step back, when to protect, and when to seek spiritual or medical help. Beyond astrology, everyday life also leaves clear clues. Recurring dreams, especially of a person or a space appearing multiple times. Personal items disappearing and then reappearing suddenly. Your body feeling heavy at the same specific time each day. The sense of being watched when alone. Unfamiliar scents or sounds with no clear source. You are not imagining it, Aquarius. God can use dreams to warn you. I have seen people dream of an altar, hearing their name spoken in a ritual, or seeing themselves standing before two people, who they later discover truly exist. These dreams are not meant to scare you. They are a reminder. Pay attention. You are being warned. An Aquarius once told me that, for 3 nights in a row, she dreamed she walked into a dark room. In the center stood an altar, and on it was her photograph. Each night, 2 shadowy figures beside the altar became clearer. By the 3rd night, she recognized them as her aunt and her cousin. When she woke up, she dismissed it, thinking it was only a dream. But then, a string of unusual events unfolded. Work delays, declining health, and strained relationships. Only when reviewing her chart did she see that, at that time, Neptune was squaring her moon and Lilith was in her 4th house, exactly when the dream had occurred. If you have ever had a dream that warned you, leave the words "I have seen" in the comments. Who knows, your story might help someone else realize they are being warned too. What I love about astrology is, it gives us the map, and intuition is the compass. The map shows where the dangerous zones are. The compass tells you the direction to take right now. When you combine the two, you no longer walk in darkness, even when facing unseen intentions. But recognizing is only the first step. I will tell you the story of an Aquarius who truly escaped the grip of these spiritual influences, and how she did it will make you realize that, even in the deepest darkness, there is still a path to light. My dear Aquarius, I want to tell you a story, not just for you to hear, but for you to feel with your whole heart. The story of a woman in Texas who carried the light of Aquarius but had once lived for many years in an unseen darkness. Her name was Elena, a true Aquarius woman, intelligent, creative, with a heart always open to others. Elena worked in community education, spending most of her time helping troubled youth. Everyone loved her for her patience and kindness. But beneath that strong exterior, Elena was carrying heavy days. Her work suddenly stalled, projects delayed for no apparent reason. Her finances declined, her health weakened. And most strangely, each night she dreamed of the same scene. A small room, dim golden light, and in the center, an altar. On the altar, a photograph of her was neatly placed, surrounded by strange objects she did not recognize. In the dream, Elena saw 2 figures standing by the altar. Gradually, their faces became clear. They were her aunt and her cousin, people who had once been very close. When she awoke, Elena always asked herself, "Why them? And why do I dream this over and over?" She brushed it aside, thinking it was only a dream. But one day, while visiting her hometown for a family gathering, she happened to step into a small room in her aunt's house. And there was the altar exactly as in her dream. Her photograph, the strange objects, even the golden light was the same. Elena froze, feeling as if time had stopped. In confusion, Elena turned to a friend who was also an experienced astrologer. When they looked at her transit chart, they noticed something remarkable. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and liberation, had just moved into her 9th house. The 9th house is the realm of spiritual freedom, of truth, and of journeys beyond the old limitations. Her friend explained, "Elena, this is the moment the universe opens a door for you to escape any binding, but you have to choose to walk through." I have always believed that all dark energy fears the light of truth and faith. When Elena faced her aunt and cousin, she did not use words of accusation, nor did she let anger take over. She simply said, "I know, and I will not allow this to continue." Then she prayed, not just for herself, but for them as well. Because she understood, those actions came from fear and from wounds that had never been healed. Elena began a process of cleansing. She prayed every day, placing herself under the protection of God. She cleaned her home, removing items that no longer belonged in her life. She cut the energetic cords through visualization, imagining the cord connecting her to that altar being severed and burned into ash. She wrote down everything she wanted to release and burned the paper as a ritual of letting go. Every step, she moved with a clear intention. I choose the light. I do not belong to the darkness. Within just a few weeks, Elena noticed the difference. The dream disappeared. She began to feel lighter, more focused. New opportunities came. A community project was approved, her health improved, and her relationships with good friends were stronger than ever. But the most extraordinary thing was not just that she had saved herself. It was that she had freed her entire bloodline from an old curse. Because when one person in a family breaks the circle of negative energy, that light ripples outward, touching everyone else. I believe true freedom begins when you dare to say no to what wounds your soul. Elena did not fight with hatred, but with the light of truth and faith. And that is exactly what made the darkness unable to cling to her any longer. From Elena's story, I want you to remember, you have no obligation to hold on to relationships that harm you, even if they are family. Forgiveness does not mean allowing someone to keep hurting you. When you free yourself, you also open the door for others to heal. Aquarius, sometimes to save yourself, you must leave what is familiar. It hurts, yes, but on the other side of the pain, there is freedom. A freedom no one can take away once you claim it. If Elena's story speaks to you, write the words "I choose the light" in the comments. Because every comment is not only a declaration, it is a message to the universe that you are ready to step out of the darkness. And I will share with you the spiritual protection methods meant for Aquarius. Simple yet powerful ways to keep your energy field pure, steady, and safe, even when the darkness still waits somewhere nearby. My dear Aquarius, when you realize you have been the target of unwanted energetic influence, the next step is not only to get free, but to protect. Because true freedom is not only breaking the chains, it is making sure they can never bind you again. In astrology, Saturn in Aquarius teaches you about boundaries, in life and in spirit. This is the time to set your fence firmly, so no one can walk into your energy field uninvited. And if Jupiter is in your first house, this is your season of rebirth. A time when everything you do to care for and protect yourself will be amplified many times over. Here are 5 cleansing steps I have refined over the years, simple, yet profoundly effective for an Aquarius. Every morning, before you begin your day, spend at least 3 to 5 minutes in prayer. No elaborate words are needed, only honesty from your heart. Lord, cover me in your light. Protect me from all that does not belong to the light. Lead me in truth and peace. As you pray, imagine a golden circle of light surrounding you, spreading from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. That circle of light is the armor you will wear all day. I have seen many seek complicated rituals for protection, yet forget that the greatest power lies in faith. Prayer is not only asking, it is declaring that you know you belong to the light. Your home is your second skin. If your body needs cleansing, so does your living space. Mix water with sea salt and a few drops of essential oil if you have it. Use this water to wash the floors, especially at the entrances and corners. Open every window so natural light can flood in. As you clean, repeat in your mind, all energy that does not belong to the light must leave this place. A clean home is not only free of dust, it is free of stagnant energy. The space you live in nourishes your soul. Do not let it become a shelter for vibrations you do not want. We connect with many people through invisible energetic cords. Some cords bring strength, others drain you completely. Sit quietly, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Picture in front of you the cords that connect your body to negative people or situations. Imagine yourself holding a sword of light and cutting each cord. As you cut, say, "I return your energy to you, and I take back my own." This is especially powerful at night before you sleep, ensuring you enter your dreams with a clean energy field. Cord cutting is not cutting love or forgiveness, it is cutting unhealthy attachments so both sides can be free. Sometimes, what we hold inside for too long becomes an anchor keeping our energy in the past. Release it with this simple ritual. Take a sheet of paper. Write down everything you want to let go: fears, wounds, names, situations. Fold the paper. Place it in a safe bowl. Burn it. When the ashes cool, take them outside and return them to the earth or to running water, saying, "I return all this to the earth, water. I am free." Writing and burning is not only symbolic, it tells your mind and soul you no longer carry that burden. Choose a small corner in your home and make it your place of faith and peace. Place a Bible or a spiritual book you trust. Add a white candle, symbol of purity. Place a symbol of your faith, a cross, a crystal, or whatever carries protective energy for you. Whenever you feel weary, sit here for a few minutes. This will be your charging station for the soul. You do not need a large space or expensive objects. What matters is that when you step into it, you know this place is absolute safety for your spirit. Aquarius, self-protection is the sacred responsibility of every soul. No one can do it for you, but you will never have to do it alone, because when you choose to protect yourself, the entire sky will stand on your side. If you have been practicing any of these 5 steps, share it in the comments. I am protecting my light with step number. Who knows, your story might inspire someone to start their own journey of protection today. Because once you are protected and cleansed, another door will open. The door to Aquarius's special gift, something that only awakens when your soul has been freed from every chain. My dear Aquarius, when you have cleansed yourself, protected yourself, and stepped out of the circle of old energies, a miracle will happen. Not just relief, not just peace, but an awakening. A place where your soul gift begins to shine brighter than ever before. In astrology, the 11th house is Aquarius's home. It is the space of wide connections, of community, of movements that change the world. When the 11th house in your chart lights up, thanks to planets carrying positive energy moving through, you become the connector of humanity. You will see, your ideas are not just personally valuable, but they touch many others. You attract souls on the same frequency. You become a gathering point where people come to share, to collaborate, and to create good together. Uranus, Aquarius's ruling planet, is the energy of innovation, breakthrough, and enlightenment. When Uranus is activated, especially after you have freed yourself from constraints, your intuition becomes powerful. You will have accurate premonitions, sometimes so exact they astonish you. Bold ideas, creative solutions will come to you naturally. I believe this. When Aquarius is free, nothing and no one can stop them from fulfilling their mission. Because your power does not come from external authority, but from inner clarity. You know who you are, you know what you stand for, and you know the path you want to take. Your soul gift was never given for you to keep to yourself. Your mission, whether teaching, healing, creating, or leading, always carries a communal purpose. Because Aquarius is not only a seeker of light, but also the one who brings that light to others. Remember, the light you shine today could be the torch that saves someone tomorrow. You may never know all the people you inspire, but every word you speak, every action you take can become the turning point for a wandering soul. After leaving behind negative influence, you may find creativity returns, ideas flow, you feel inspired about life, connection, you meet the right people at the right time, quality relationships appear. Clarity, you can easily tell what is good for you and what is not. Guidance, others begin to seek you out for advice. Peace, the mind calms, the heart opens wider. Aquarius, what do you believe your soul gift is? Write it in the comments. Not to boast, but to declare to yourself and to the universe, I know what I was created to do. You have walked a hard road to escape the darkness. Now you are stepping into a stage where every potential is waiting to be awakened. Do not hide your light. Do not fear it is too great, because your light is not only yours, it is a gift for the world. I will send you the final message and a prayer of protection, so that whenever you feel yourself wavering, you need only remember these words, and the light will surround you again. My dear Aquarius, if you have stayed to this point, I believe this is not a coincidence. You have been led here to remember one thing: you are not alone. Through this entire journey, from the first signs, the hidden secrets, to the moment you stand in the light and discover your soul gift, you have proven that a brave heart and a free soul can overcome any darkness. I want to thank you, not just for staying until the end, but for daring to face what others might turn away from. Thank you for opening your heart to receive these messages, even when they might touch old wounds. Thank you for choosing to listen with your heart, not just your ears. You are the reason I continue this work, because every awakened soul becomes a lamp, that lights the way for others. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and listen. Lord, I place my soul in your hands. Cover me in pure light, protect me from every intention and energy that does not belong to the light. Give me the strength to say no to darkness and the courage to walk on the path of truth. Use my light to guide those who are searching for the way home. Amen. If this journey has touched you, leave a declaration to the universe by writing, "I step into the light and I will not turn back." Because every comment, every share, every time you spread this message is a wave of light breaking another corner of darkness out there. Do not keep this light to yourself. Give it away, because you never know whose life it will save. Aquarius, this is not an ending, but a beginning. From now on, whenever you doubt yourself, remember these words. Whenever you feel the darkness drawing near, remember you have already won before. And whenever you feel alone, look up at the sky, because millions of stars and this entire community of light are with you. We will meet again in another message, another story, or another whisper from the universe. Until then, keep shining.